What is happening, y'all? Cowboy here, and today we're going to be talking about Star Wars Outlaws. Now, Ubisoft was kind enough to invite me to a digital event where I was able to play the game early. I had a chance to go through two sections, one which was more open world exploration and one which was a little bit of a more scripted mission. And overall, my general thoughts coming away are actually pretty positive. I think more recently, Ubisoft has kind of been in a rut, with the exception of the Prince of Persia game, which I really liked. But, you know, I feel like a lot of their recent games, that's like just different flavors of either Far Cry or Assassin's Creed. The Avatar game comes to mind. And, you know, there was nothing fundamentally wrong with it, but it was basically Far Cry, but with blue people. And, you know, it leaves something to be desired, because at the end of the day, you're like, you know, I want something new, I want something fresh. So I'm actually pretty excited, looking forward to this now, because after getting a chance to go hands-on with it, I was actually a bit surprised that they, you know, it's something original for once. So to talk a little bit about the general gameplay loop and the flow of it, if I had to describe it in other games, I guess it would almost be like a mashup between Uncharted and Watch Dogs, maybe. The general exploration is pretty open. You're just, you know, going around the world, talking to people, engaging in little side quests, doing all sorts of things. But then when you go into missions, there's a lot more focus on movement, or in some cases sneaking, and when you get discovered, you know, obviously caution goes to the wind and you're going to shoot your way out of it. And that's kind of where the Uncharted vibes came from, I think. You know, it seems that obviously there is combat in the game, but the core experience is supposed to be more like the story and going through it, and it's not, you know, you're not going to be engaging in combat the same level that you would in, you know, the Jedi games, the ones that were more like Souls-like. You know, the bigger focus here is on the exploration of the story and figuring out the puzzles and whatnot. So overall, I did have fun with the combat. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it definitely felt fairly bare bones. You know, your biggest focus was on just your blaster. You do have this like little bullet time thing that can charge up with your blaster, where you can mark up different targets and be like pew 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 and shoot real fast. Besides that, you can pick up other weapons that enemies have and then use those, or find other weapons in the field, but those are considered very limited instances. And to elaborate on that, you know, there was one of the missions I was going through, and I like went through a vent system and came into the room. There were like 3 dudes, took them out, and then I found like a blaster sniper rifle, and I was like, cool, I'm taking this, I want to use it. And then fast forward like 10 seconds, and there was a ladder I had to climb up. But to climb up the ladder, I had to leave the sniper rifle behind. So alternative weapons, at least with what I got to play here, are extremely limited. It's more like, you know, you find it on the fly, you're going to use it, but they're not going to be something that you can really rely on. With the blaster, at least, it does look like there are a couple different upgrades, so you can kind of change how it works from a basic functionality standpoint, make it more like charge shots or burst shots, or just, you know, heavy single shots or stun shots, or whatever the case is. So that's kind of nice to see that even though the combat is on the bare bones side of things, at the very least there is going to be some customization there. Talking about the gameplay outside of the combat, though, you know, there's a big emphasis on kind of exploring around and finding your own way. In the early mission, one of the things we had to do was find our way up to talk to like this pit boss. And there was like a dude that we could bribe, and he was going to give us access to get up there. There was the elevator panel was messing up, and if you had a certain amount of rep, you could talk to that person and, you know, help fix it. In reality, just like, you know, make it so that you could use it. And eventually what I ended up happening was I found a way to go around the room, crawl through some vents, jump down into like an access duct, and then get into the elevator and use it to get up top. So there is a fair amount of flexibility in terms of kind of navigating the world and finding your way to the objective, whatever way that may be. There's also a fairly broad reputation system from what I've seen, with multiple different factions in the world, and obviously your various relationships with these factions will end up influencing decision paths and how you're going to interact with them. From the one faction-based mission I did, I went from like unknown to friendly, so I don't know if that was just because it was a big story mission and they were like, yo, this person really helped us out, or if the reputation gains are just going to be kind of easy, which I would prefer them be easy. You know, I don't want World of Warcraft reputation grinds in my single player game. That sounds miserable. But so different factions, different approaches, you know, finding your way through and then kind of carving your own path forward. I would say one of the things that I actually ended up enjoying the most in my playthrough was the dialogue. Wasn't sure how I would like Vess going in, Kay's just kind of, she's a brand new character to a very well-established IP, and I think that always comes with a little bit of caution, Like, I think putting a brand new character into an IP, you gotta tread ground carefully, you could say. And overall, I think she did a really good job. I think I would almost describe her as like the unknown daughter of Han Solo. She's a little bit snippy at times. Her dialogue was pretty fun. There was some entertaining interactions with guards, and her finding her way was something that I had a couple chuckles for between the various dialogues that we got. So initial impressions, at least, are positive of the writing. The other thing is we have Nyx, our little, I don't know what you would call it, your little gremlin-looking dude. But you can use him both in world exploration and combat. Send him to like push buttons for you. You can send him to like jump on people's faces and distract them in combat. So some good utility usage with our little pet in multiple ways, which is something that I found kind of cool. Just a nice little, just a little something that adds to the character and her personality with that. Also had a chance to do some ship battles. Ship battles was pretty bare bones. I mean, this is coming from someone that put 500 hours into Elite Dangerous, so that's kind of my baseline for when it comes to ship battles. But they weren't unenjoyable. I mean, they were pretty simple with the lock-on mechanism, and you did have to, get a handle of like your thrust as well as your rotation to be able to stay on top of ships and track them and alternate between your missiles and your lasers to take them on out. But I didn't dislike the ship battles. They felt kind of simple, but I don't think space combat is really going to be a heavy focus of the game. Maybe it will. We are flying from planet to planet, and unlike Starfield, we actually see ourselves fly into the atmosphere on land, as opposed to being hit with a good old loading screen, which was the meme of that game. Is everything you do is a loading screen. So it's nice to see they did not go that approach, because I think it's very tiring, and I think people in general, you want a more cohesive world. I want to see myself fly down from space and land on the planet and get out of my ship. It helps to maintain that immersion. So all in all, I think there's a lot here to actually look forward to. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Star Wars person. When it comes to Star Wars, I like getting in lightsaber battles and stuff. Like Force Unleashed back in the day, that was a Star Wars game that I had a lot of fun with, kind of, just beating stuff up. The Jedi Survivor games, I enjoyed those, but they're obviously a Souls-like flair, so I mean, obviously I'm going to enjoy it. But all in all, this was actually something that I was like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. And I'm somebody that went into this with zero expectations, In my initial approach to this, I was like, here comes, another Ubisoft open world filled full of stuff. And I actually ended up kind of having fun. Just based on my initial playtime and what I got to see of it, I definitely don't think I would do a series of this. This is absolutely the kind of game that I would play on stream, just because there's so much going on between different factions and dialogue and side quests and main quests that I don't think I'd be able to. I mean, we'd be looking at probably like an 80 to 100 episode series, which, we got some Souls-likes coming up at the end of August, which obviously are going to be getting priority. But this does seem like something I could play on stream and enjoy and have a good time with. Some other stuff that kind of stood out to me. A couple of the mini games are pretty simple. The data spike, which is like the new lockpicking system. That one is kind of cool because it's like sound-based. So you got to go like doot-doot and like time it right, as opposed to the standard Skyrim lockpicking that we've seen in pretty much every single game that's come out in like the last 10 years. So it's nice to see something getting mixed up there. But overall, I mean, I don't know. I didn't really dive too in depth into the game, to be fair. Usually for preview events, I wanted to jump in. I wanted to get a feel for the controls and approach it very much from a first impressions perspective. And first impressions, they were just positive. So I'm going to leave things for there. I'll just kind of let the footage roll. I'm allowed to share 20 minutes of footage, so I'll show off a little bit of multiple areas of the game, let y'all get an idea of what it's like, and let you make your own opinion. But at least my takeaway from this is I think I would enjoy this, and so I'll probably end up playing it at launch for at least a couple streams, maybe the whole thing, depending on how much it grows on me. So thanks for coming by. Enjoy the footage, and I'll catch you later.
That looks like an underboss. there's another one of these things.
Push forward! Move it! She is in hiding!
I think we lost her.
Cover the exit!
She's getting away!
Something's wrong! Come on! Hold the area! Block the exit! Stop her!
We did it. Who cares if they saw us?
She's getting away!
They're not letting up!
Get them! Get her! Hitting the alarm! Calling for backup!
Get her! Take her out!
Watch out! She is unguarded!
Stop dropping! Take the blow! Secure the area!
Grab that blaster, Nix!
Calling for backup!
Keep moving! Back up!
Get her while she's vulnerable!
Michoka! You worthless rat!
Whew, I think we lost him. Okay, files. Gotta find a terminal.
We need to move! Get back to it.
Oh no, this system has an alarm. Ah, the file's just a spotchka recipe. Did I get played? Fine, I'll make this worth my while. Ooh, encrypted file.
From the left. Hope you at least offer a challenge, Vess. Taking fire from Crimson Dawn fighters. Right side.
Yeah, I hear you got it! Hey there, I'm Kay Vess. You, must be the Ashiga cartel, right?
We are a clan. Your ship is an EML 850, designation Trailblazer, a smuggling vessel in our records.
Oh, you've heard of it. Well, I'm just looking for someone. Her name's Ank.
What is your business with Enk?
She owes me money. Like, a lot. I'm here to collect.
You are a liar. You are working with Crimson Dawn.
What? No, I mean, if I was with the Dawn, you'd think I'd just show up on your landing pad?
Ship scan complete. Nothing of interest.
Guess that means I'm free to go, right? I mean, sounds like you've got Crimson Dawn spies to find.
You are clear to go. But do not lie to us again.
Oh, yeah, I won't. Honest. Hey, ND5, we're clear for now. Just, don't give them a reason to lock down the ship.
This is not my first time on Kijimi.
Yeah, okay. I think I'll check out the cantina, see if anyone's heard anything about Ank.
Ank's a regular at the Domag Refectory. It's in the Thieves' Quarter, right nearby. By the way, be careful in that cantina. It's crawling with mercenaries. You don't want to get in a fight with someone who carries around a blaster cannon.
Right. Or maybe they help me out with some heavy weapons. So this is Kijimi City. Long way from home, isn't it? Come on, Nix. Maybe they got some good snacks here.
Quit whining. No, I swear. I'm ready to pack up and hit the road. This place has gone downhill since the Queen let the Empire in. This used to be a free-for-all. The Empire was bound to commit.
Oh, it's okay, buddy. People around here are just tense. Hey, is Ank around?
Ank? What she owe you credits to? Good luck.
Why? What happened?
Well, the Ashiga finally caught her. Got a couple million credits to pay off in the factory. At her age, with a debt like that, she's in there for life.
Huh. That complicates things.
Hey, if she gets out, tell her she's got a tab to pay.